when you were like super living amazing the kitchen. I was like, oui, mi amor.
Spotless!
I want someone that is willing to grow with me.
We grow as individuals, we do our individual work, we take responsibility. How do I receive the feedback? And how do you give the feedback? Hello everyone! Welcome, David and Celeste here.
Yes.
And today we have a topic about emotional avoidance. Yes. And we have a scenario of a man who was quite annoyed by a habit his fiancé has.
Yes.
And he wrote a Reddit post about that we're going to present.
So then before we continue with reading what he wrote down, as a disclaimer, we are not professionals. We do not provide any kind of therapy. We are just sharing our perspectives from the experiences we have had. So whatever we say in here is what works for us. That is not the truth, or is something that needs to work for everyone. So then for all that is watching us, then they know that whatever we say here is not that it's supposed to be. It works for us. Simply, we're just sharing information. We decided to do this because always we have friends and family that they come to us and ask us like, man, I don't know what to do. Hey, Celeste, what should I do? So then we said, why not then share it, make it public.
Right.
And then what we do here is the conversations we have at home, but now we are just filming it and make it public.
Right.
So then that is a disclaimer for everyone to know.
And the core is just to take ownership and accountability.
Yep.
in relationships mainly is what we're discussing on our channel at the moment. And just an expand awareness of situation, perspectives and stuff that can
personal
help you who are in the, either you are married, you have a partner,
Relationship.
just in a relationship, or you are about to enter a relationship or dating. This is a space for that, to get different perspectives.
So take whatever works for you.
All right, let's dig into it. So,
Okay.
as I said, this is a man who wrote a post, and if you want to read it later, we can post the link in the description. So, I'm going to read exactly what it says. I'll copy this completely. My fiance has a habit of carrying of food and drinks mostly to our bedroom and bathroom sometimes. She doesn't really eat the whole meal in these parts of the house, but rather snacks. She will munch on a bag of chips, candy, cereal, or makes herself a small plate of food and eats it while relaxing in the tub or in the bed. I occasionally do this kind of stuff, but it's pretty rare, and I always pick up after myself. It would take her days a lot of times to start removing the glasses or bowls from above our headboard and along our tub and sinks. I told her the other day to stop doing this because there's a lot of breakables and it's just gross. There have been some mishaps as well. She broke a glass in the bathroom. Some biscuit went flying all over our bedroom area rug because she had a bowl in the bed. Spilled some Coke on the sheets the other night, etc. Right now, I'm counting 6 glasses in various parts of the bathroom, a half-eaten candy bar on top of the toilet reservoir, some empty chips bags, and a few glasses above her headboard. She tells me to just leave her alone and let her relax, but I feel that she needs to be confined to eating and drinking in just the living room and kitchen. And I'm the ass.
So that's his question.
Yeah.
He's the ass.
Right. I think the group was called like that. Am I the ass, or am I the asshole? Something like that. First off, what stand out for me in this is that she tells him to just leave her alone and let her relax. And I think that is just a classic avoiding coping pattern. She have to just being uncomfortable to be confronted by from her own actions.
Her loved one.
Or anyone. It requires a lot of emotional intelligence and a lot of emotional maturity to take a confrontation well, I guess.
To take it, or
I mean,
the one who starts?
Yeah, I mean both, but
yes.
I mean, she's getting defensive because I mean, it is uncomfortable being something you have done.
Yes, but then also something that you said first, it is, well, of course, it's a fact what she does. She's avoiding, yes, when she says to be left alone. But then also, okay, and from the perspective, from the perspective from someone who is always reflecting in the way, all right, because I am someone who is calling you out very often.
Right.
Very often. Yeah, so then from my perspective, I always check myself or go through what I want to call you out about, and then can be just practicing or whatever, but then being aware of, okay, how am I going to approach? How am I going to tell him? Because what he says if he has told her that is
Gross, yeah.
I don't think that's the best approach, because we don't want anyone to call us that we are gross, we are disgusting, gross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gross.
Mm-hmm.
What did I say?
Gross. No.
Gross. So then we don't want to be called that. So then if he tells her, like, honey, this is gross, then immediately she's gonna close. She's not gonna listen anything else
Right.
that he says.
Mm-hmm.
If he starts with that. So just from that perspective, my perspective, that I always check how I'm going to approach to you.
Yeah, I mean, that is as crucial, I guess, to lead and to show some understanding. But that is also, of course, in everything we do, there is an underlying meaning of it, like why. And we talked about it a lot here, you and me, that most of the time it is something from our childhood,
Yeah.
something that did happen or didn't happen that made us act in a certain way, makes us have these habits and the thinking pattern and all that kind of stuff.
So then, because of that, something else that as a partner I would do again, because the easiest is to judge. Okay, she's the guilty one. She is the one that is a mess. She is the one who is not able. That is the easiest.
Yeah, but that is not the purpose of here, like
Exactly.
judging anyone.
No,
No,
we are not judging here. We're trying to see from both perspectives.
this is a reflection of a situation that obviously this person sees as a problem.
Exactly.
And that's why he is taking the time to write this post.
Yeah, the guy is
and ask for some help online. And I think it's a great platform. So I mean, you can get a lot of trolls coming and commenting as well, but there are also, I've seen a lot of serious people who give genuine and good answers. And I think it's important to just mention that real quick, that we are not judging. This is a reflection that we can bring to ourselves and our own marriage, and probably can help others or inspire others to reflect over certain situation and our own behaviors as well. So that is the purpose of all this.
So then also as someone who is always reflecting the way how, because I have that kind of empathy when I have to call you out, I try to see, all right, why he's doing this. And then here is like, okay, we're from different countries, of course, different families, etc. So then in this case, I don't know for how long they have been together.
Didn't say, but there were two. I mean, both are under, I think it said, wait.
Then let's say, because it's the fiance, let's say 2 years or more. All right.
Yeah, the man is 28 and she's 26, they say.
Okay, but we don't know exactly for how long they have been together. Let's say they have lived together for 2 years, so to say. In 2 years, definitely, I think it's enough time as a partner to see that the other partner, they have a pattern of behavior. So instead of judging my partner and saying like, man, you are gross, then say like, honey, I've been noticing this. Why don't we work on it? I think there is something that we could work on it, because personally it's affecting me. If it's affecting me, it's gonna affect us. So why not this? Because something else he said at the end is that he feels that she needs to be confined to eat in a certain place, like an animal. So just the solution is like, you know what? You're just gonna eat there and you don't leave the place until you finish eating. I don't think that's the best approach.
Sometimes when we are being called out or being confronted, we take it as the person has an intention to control.
Yes.
I don't think he will actually write this post if that was the
if that was the purpose.
if that was the
yes,
purpose.
Yes, I get it.
So I can really relate.
I think you can relate with the women, and I can relate a little bit to the men part, because I always check before I call you out.
You have been better at that as well as I have become better at receiving that feedback. And I think, I mean, that is the beauty. That is the beauty of relationship. We're mirroring each other, and we are growing. We grow as individuals. We do our individual work. We take responsibility. How do I receive the feedback, and how do you give the feedback, and what is that going to help that third part, which is our relationship and our family?
Yes.
The emotional immaturity here is that she doesn't recognize that her action is affecting the partner that she's sharing her life with. From both parts, we need to grow into that.
Mm-hmm.
We need to take accountability for our action. The feedback we receive, the feedback we give. And we got better at that together, because in the beginning you were very direct and I became like a turtle, and that made you more annoyed, because that is,
Yeah,
I mean, just like, but why are you not doing anything? And We talked about it, we learned, we got to know each other better, we connected. Now, being called out either way, I mean, it's not a problem anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes we might be tired, in a bad mood and stuff like that, and it is uncomfortable and we might not want to do it at that moment. What happened the other night, but we simply say it and we don't take it personal, and then afterward it feels good. And that is always so important. No matter, I mean, that is more important than the 8 hours sleep in the night for us.
Yes. So then in this woman's case also, what I was thinking is that, of course, she doesn't do it with the intention to be annoying or like, yeah, I know my husband doesn't like this, so I'm gonna do it. No. Also, we don't know the context of these women, what kind of childhood she had, if she grew up in a house that they
Yeah,
used to do that.
we cannot speculate how our childhood would be.
So
We can only see what we can relate to ourselves. Another thing could be this: it's a fight or flight. What she's doing, as you said, is not because she doesn't care.
no, I don't think so. Yes, no.
I mean, probably not, because yeah. Well, let's assume it's not like that.
See,
She doesn't have the tool, and we've been there also.
yeah.
She hasn't learned how to process that her behavior affects him or disappoints him. And then she turned it inward. She turned it that put the guilt, put the shame on herself. And that is so uncomfortable. I think shame, I mean, I can always label this as the worst, worst feeling.
No, claro, the shame that I'm disappointing my partner.
And then for not have to deal with that yourself, for not having to take accountability of that, then comes the fight or flight mode in, and you become defensive instead. I mean, that creates distance because the other person will see it like she might not care.
Yeah, exactly.
And my needs are not met. It doesn't justify the behavior, but it can give an understanding, and understanding is key to build a healthy relationship.
It is a skill. I have had to learn how to approach and also how to take. And then also you have had to learn because it's not simply you say it. No, it's also a skill. We need to learn how am I telling my partner? How can I say it in a way that I can connect with my partner?
Yeah.
Say it in a way that instead of closing up, then my partner is open and willing to listen.
I think a healthy way is to set those boundaries, because it's about boundaries, right? You come there and you tell it how you feel about it, not like, why are you doing that? This is disgusting. Come on.
Even
No
though
wonder.
when yes, it can be disgusting, but of course it's not nice if you are saying.
But it won't help if you have problem to manage your ego. It won't help to trigger it more.
Yep.
You kind of want to exclude the ego so you can have a real conversation in peace and work on it, even though it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just creates resentment and distance.
That's what I'm saying. It's a learn.
Yeah, it's a learning.
It's a process that you really need to go through.
And I was also taking a note here about, I mean, the fact that she has a craving for eating and leaving stuff around. And just to make that point quick, here in our house, throughout the years in our marriage, you are more organized than me. That's just a fact. I have left stuff around because that's how I was used to. You were not. So you have called me out for those kind of things. Again, that is not about controlling me. It is about you finding peace and harmony in your own house when it's organized. That's a need for you.
Yeah.
You want it like that. It's not as important for me. But what I come to learn now, since I also got used to a more organized house living with you for 5 years, it's that the physical mess around you reflects the internal mess.
Hola, yeah.
So when it starts to be messy around me, nowadays I also start to freak out. And the peace within myself, when it is organized, when I have my office nice and clean, when I have things around me at a certain place, it releases some kind of mental load for me to put something more important in there.
Yeah.
For not letting that mess occupy my mental well-being. And with that, I can operate better in all aspects.
Yeah. Do you remember there was because in the beginning he wasn't very used to closing doors or drawers and cabinets. And then I told him, like, honey, please, can you close? And I was, baby, please close it. And one day I was like, okay, I'm gonna become creative here. And then I remember I left everything open. Everything was open, the cabinets, the doors, everything was out. Also, if I took a glass, drink something, just left it there. Whatever I was using, I was just leaving it there, and I was just praying like, hopefully he's able to see, well, yes, it was a mess. And then he finally clicking there and like, why everything is out? Why it's not closed, the cabinets? And I was just like, el pendejómetro, I call it. Like when you are like, oh
Yeah,
really?
like a dummy.
Yes, playing dumb. And then I was like, what do you mean? How is it? And you were like, because I could hear that you were stressed. You're like, yes, honey, everything is out, nothing is closed. What? And then I was just like, and that happened twice only.
Yeah, but
Has
not
happened
with the cabinet,
twice.
right? There was something else the other time.
No, with everything, honey. I remember in the kitchen, in the bedroom, in the bathroom, I left everything.
Yeah, but
like drying my hands and just leaving the hand towel just there. It was so hard to do for me. But somehow I needed to make a, how is it called that? A shock treat to really shock you and maybe you see the reality and freaking, what is this mess? And it worked.
it works in that case. No, take that little
So if you
experiment.
are going through, maybe this can help you. Yes, you know now how it feels. Might not be the best approach, but somehow I really wanted you to feel what I feel when I see the mess, because for me, that is not helping my mental health when I have that mess. And definitely didn't help for your mental health when you saw that level of the mess in the apartment.
Yeah, but I kind of knew it was an experiment also, and that was kind of like a way of communication.
Yes, then I needed to communicate it the only
Yeah.
way. I was telling you verbally, no, apparently it didn't work. Okay, then let's try something else and see. Well, he got the message.
Appreciate
That's
it.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, so what are possible routes for that physical mess? I mean, I think one thing here also where people are struggling, and again, I can relate to it. When we see like a responsibility as a pressure,
As a burden.
yeah, as a burden, and we think that taking care of our own stuff here at home, it is a responsibility, but we think it is a burden. But it is not a burden.
So I think I have this theory. If in the time when we are growing up, when the time that we are with your parents, we have the idea and this knowledge of, I'm brushing my teeth because of myself, because of this and this and this and this is a benefit for myself. I am keeping a clean and organized house because of this and this and this for my own benefit.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to school because of this purpose for my own benefit as well. Then I think if we have all that, then now I forgot what I was about to say. I forgot what I was about to say. This is a pregnancy thingy. Madre mía, bueno. Keep talking. Now I can connect it later because now I forgot.
Number one, think if we give some meaning to
Oh yeah, I know. I remember. Sorry.
go ahead.
So then, if we grow up with that idea, then I have to eat vegetables. No, I eat vegetables because of this and this and this. So then, if we have this idea that is for our own benefit, man, it will be much easier to live a healthier life, like exercise, eating better, having a good sleeping hygiene, and those things that everyone knows that are super important. But at the end, we don't know.
We don't find
don't do.
we don't find a greater purpose for it.
Exactly. We don't find that the balance. Like we know that we have to eat healthy, but since we had the no, you have to eat vegetables because that is what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, man, this and this and this is gonna happen if you have the vegetables. So then later we have a greater purpose and say like, no, you know what? I want the salad today, and that doesn't mean that you're not gonna eat anything trash, junk food, but you're gonna have a better relationship between what you're supposed to and what you want. Let's say in this case will be non-sleeping or non-exercising. That's my theory.
So I think one of the, I mean, in many conflicts in relationships is that we build up this kind of stuff over time, and it becomes a bigger problem because usually it is not, the fight is not about forgetting to put the lid on the toothpaste.
No.
The problem is, again, to feel heard and seen and respected. Like, okay, but I'm asking you for this. I like really appreciate if you put the toothpaste back in where it belongs.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's still not doing that. How should I take that? And then you might not say anything again, but you might just start to pick up after the person because you want to maintain peace and you don't want to confront that person all the time. But the problem here, again, it is not that. The problem is you're not feeling heard, seen, and respected. So you need to have a conversation about that. That goes beyond that physical mess in this case. So how can a couple have that conversation? Again, we can approach it in different ways, but it's about setting boundaries. Some might be more direct, some might go a little bit softer, but I think as long as you do it with the right intention and you take the time and you let the person know that you're serious and it's not just something we throw over each other from a different room. No, it's like, honey, can we sit down? I want to share something. Immediately you will know that something serious about to happen. And if you're
we have to talk.
and we are having these kind of conversations, and our minds are prepared, and it is hella uncomfortable for both parts, for the one who wants to share also, because it requires that person is vulnerable. And especially for men, I think that is something we struggle a lot with, because we don't want to be seen as weak. And it is important though to address this and understand it is uncomfortable for both, and do it in the best ability that you can. I know that when I have tried in the beginning, I shared exactly how I felt in that moment about even approaching this problem, addressing this problem that I felt.
I would just add there, if you have trouble setting boundaries, remember boundaries are not for the other. The boundaries are for myself.
Yeah.
So if you have trouble, I would just suggest, if someone has trouble setting boundaries, they should go to therapy. They should search for help. I need help learning how to set boundaries. I really need to learn, because that is very necessary.
That is very necessary. But you can also, before you do any type of therapy, I think everyone is capable of at least trying themselves, no matter how hard it is. And I think if there are some, let's assume there are empathy in most relationships, then I'm coming to you and sharing that I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with setting boundaries. And I'm going to try to do this in the most respectful and loving way as possible. And I'm doing this because I love you. So please don't take it personal if I said something that probably is not the best way to approach it. There you're setting the stage of, okay, here is coming something. This is the first time I'm doing it. I'm not going to judge him. I'm not going to take it personal. I'm not going to become defensive. If that doesn't work, well, then next step will probably be to ask for help.
Claro.
But
Yeah, you
if
try first. If you see, I mean, I have tried to approach my partner 2, 3, 4 times, and definitely is not working the way how I'm approaching.
Yeah, and they can be for two things. Either you are not good at setting the boundaries, or the person is actually not interested in it.
Ah,
Well, there it is a valid reason for
let go of
leaving.
that relationship.
Yeah, I mean, if the person is not willing to grow and improve something that is causing their respect to disappear, that is like, okay, let's
What you are
move
saying
on.
right now, honey, I had a conversation with a friend the other day,
Uh-huh.
and she wants to find her person. Yep. And then she has a paper, let's say, that she wrote down, and then how she manifests how she wants a partner. All these things. She met someone, and then the guy was perfect. Let's say everything that she wrote down, the guy was check, 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 check. Ended up, they had a situation. At the end of our conversation, she realized that she is a person that is willing to be uncomfortable with that greater purpose of growing. So then she realized, when we finished the conversation, when we had like, okay, but then what is the conclusion of all this? She was like, I need someone, I want someone that is willing to grow with me. So then if you are someone who really is willing to grow up, to be uncomfortable, to have uncomfortable conversations, to build together, to go to therapy together and through hell together, if it's called like that, then you need someone that is willing to do exactly the same. Because if you are someone who is willing to be uncomfortable and your partner is definitely not and doesn't want to go through that, man, I wouldn't say that is impossible for a couple to be together, but I think the person that is really willing to is gonna have tough time because that person wants more and more and more and more and more, and this other partner doesn't seem to see a problem at all.
And it will be like, but you ask for too much.
Yes,
Well, you have too high standards.
exactly.
And that we hear a lot. And many times it's just
'Cause-
that willingness to grow together
That
and
is
as
something-
individuals.
That is something that we have heard a lot We have people that they don't know what to do with their date, with their partners in their marriage because they are willing to grow, but the partners simply don't. So think about it, reflect about it. Is it worth then for you to keep spending time, investing time in that marriage? Yes or no? Then I would just say think about it.
Yeah. And I think if you're not willing to be uncomfortable yet, work on yourself and before entering another relationship.
That can be. I mean, for example, if you are, let's say, if you have come further in your self growth, and then you meet someone that has no idea how to regulate emotions, the empathy, yes, I kind of know what is that, but I'm not sure. So let's say if you have a further stage in that self growth, and your partner is still starting, in the case that was for us,
Yeah.
if it's just starting, but the person that is just starting is really willing to, like, you know what, I'm down for this, I'm down to be uncomfortable, it's fine, I'm honest, I don't have any idea about all that, but I want to learn, I'm down for it, check me in. Man, that is a complete different story.
Yeah. And then it comes to patience.
Claro,
and that is it won't be built overnight.
no, pero
This growth and it's just about having the right expectations. It takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of uncomfortableness and it takes a lot of time sometimes. But talking about time, I don't think there's anything that accelerate the speed of your own personal development and your personal growth than being in a relationship. As I said, we are a reflection of each other and we give each other not only what we want, which is the closeness, the intimacy, those nice enjoying moments, but also
what we need.
And that is that little push. Maybe that feels a little bit of like nagging and being there all the time and asking for things and wanting things. And it is not, and I think so many get this wrong. And of course, there are cases where our people want to control the other person. It is cases like that as well. But now we are not talking about that. Now we are talking about that person actually sees the potential in the improvement here. And that's where we go into that. So yeah, and helping each other to go to where we're going to go. So, mi amor, to kind of wrap this up before we're running out of time, I have some points here that we can just very, very briefly that can improve the emotional intelligence from both these parts. And we have gone through all of them, but just to summarize them. So in her case, I would say the need to take accountability for action that actually affects her partner. We have mentioned that.
Take accountability.
So emotional regulation of not feeling that guilt and shame herself and become defensive and close those feelings out, instead taking accountability of her actions. Again, it's about
accountability.
Yeah. Also empathy, that the other person has a need and wants to feel seen and respected in his own house in this case.
Oh yeah, it's not, I'm not living alone.
Yeah, exactly. And the understanding of to separate a request from a rejection.
How's that?
So he need to learn how
Oh, now we're talking about him.
No. So she need to learn how to hear a feedback without turning it to a personal failure.
Okay. Oh, but that would be more into this like victimhood.
But also when you're becoming a victim, you are getting defensive. And it is about the guilt. I'm mainly just like giving
all that
different point of
victims.
views, because maybe it will, at least for me, if I hear more point of views, it clicks better. So some of this might be repeated. For example, you take responsibility without feeling shame.
Also, more respond than react.
Yeah, also. That will be another one. For him, I would say express his feelings, not judgments. As we said, don't yell. Don't say, you always do this, or why are you never doing this? I feel like this when this happens. Could we please work on this together so we both can have a good peace and connect? Much better to approach it that way. Again, that is also about emotional regulation.
That is something that I have done, honey. How
Absolutely.
I approach with you.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
at the end, it's not you. No, at the end is us. So then when I approach to you, I try always to present it in a us way.
The third part.
Yes,
the garden that we grow together.
Exactly. So I always try like,
Yeah.
honey, I think we can work in this part.
Mhm.
We can work even though when it's his problem. But then why I approach it as a us is because I'm also in this business. So then how I can help you to get better at this.
Yeah.
So that's why I approach it as a us.
Yeah, it's always.
Bueno, ¿qué más?
Yeah, as you said, it's about asking for the change without clarity. With clarity, not without clarity. Asking
Okay.
for the change with clarity.
With clarity.
Yeah,
Okay.
and not control. And recognize when it is not about you. And here we come back to the understanding from his perspective. Recognize that she is not doing this to hurt you.
Sí, 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 to be annoying.
She is doing this because something is underlying there that probably needs some work because it's a destructive habit and cause more stress actually than peace. So understanding that and just reinforce the positive. So when the person is actually taking the responsibility of taking her dishes away and not, I mean, if you say like this, then like, oh, finally. No.
Sí,
Then you're going back. Then you're
Yes,
going back.
exactly.
Then you're acting in the same emotional, immature way.
Mhm.
So instead reinforcing like, thank you so much for taking care of the dishes today. And just
Sí.
show the appreciation, because when you show appreciation, you reinforce that positive feeling in the other person. We talk about, we should not seek external validation for you to get the motivation to get things
Yeah,
done.
but somehow we
But
all want that. Yeah.
somehow we are so busy, we're so occupied with so many things in
Sí,
this
so we don't
world
want it
and
also.
distracted. So come on, just give that little extra push. And it's just a
Sí,
little
come on.
gesture of that
Sí.
sparkling that love in a relationship. I
I
think
remember also in the beginning, when you were like super living amazing in the kitchen, I was like, uy, mi amor.
spotless.
Spotless. Esta cocina me encanta, maravillosa, mi amor. Mwah.
Yes.
Instead of only pointing when he didn't do the job how he
Exactly.
supposed to,
Because
how
it comes
he
to the patience again. Like, I might try my best,
Claro.
but not might. I did try my best all the time,
yes.
but sometimes I forget stuff. But nowadays, there is no
Push it
need.
away.
But what I feel today is nowadays, it is no need for you to comment that I have left things around, because we have come so far. So it's better to reinforce the positive, to just accelerate that part instead of doing leaving the negative. And sometimes it's necessary still, but much less than before.
Sí.
So I'm very happy for that.
Super.
So that is what we have, mi amor. I think.
So we have those as conclusions. Accountability. I would say accountability. Then conclusion for this, for me, I would say it is accountability from both sides.
Always.
And always.
We will probably always wrap up like that.
Yes. And I think once again is, if you see you cannot do it alone, because you can regulate yourself alone, you can do it your own work. But if you do not know how to help your partner, then suggest, what about we ask someone else, a therapist, a professional? They exist for a reason.
They're existing probably in your location somewhere, wherever you live in the world, online, and everything is online nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. So asking for help if you see that, okay, I'm not able to, I don't know how to approach the best way. As you said, you have tried. I see that I don't have the best technique to approach my partner. Then let's ask for help. Always, if you really need it.
So think about it next time when it's triggering you, being confronted, like why do I feel like this, and why can I not listen and respect instead of react? So let's leave it like that for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We wish the best to this person. Hopefully by now. When that was written?
I don't know. I need to check the date.
The year. Okay.
That was
All right.
yeah. So thank you so much, everyone.
Gracias.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.